Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Ljubljana Talks, and we are recording these episodes live here at IMEX 2026 in Frankfurt. And with Gorazd we have another great guest, Elena Fis from Kines Group.
Hi, hello everyone.
Welcome to Ljubljana Talks and welcome to, the green background behind you we could say that it fits to the job that you do. So you're the sustainability manager with Kines. Tell us, what does the sustainability manager of one of the largest PCOs do?
So I think it will be much easier to reply to that, what the sustainability manager doesn't do. I mean, we are a large company, we're a large organization, and the main purpose is not to drive people crazy. So this is what I'm trying not to do. But from the other side, I'm trying to drive everyone forward, to move forward. And sustainability has become a very hot topic since COVID. Like, we spoke about it before, but I think that during COVID, when everyone couldn't organize the in-person events, everyone started thinking, what could we do more when we are back to the in-person events, when we meet together? So sustainability became a very hot topic also in our company. It started with the volunteers' work. People got together, they spoke what we can do, how we can support the organization, how we can support the clients. And after we got back to normal, actually the company decided that they want to bring a sustainability manager, sustainability person driving the company forward with all the initiatives and programs and strategy.
So I'm gonna go straight to the point. Would you say that sustainability, or I would say, do you look at sustainability from the perspective of just saving the resources such as water or electric energy, or do you look at it also from a perspective of personal sustainability?
I want to start from a story that I didn't realize I would have any connection to that many years ago. So I met my future husband more than 20 years ago, actually at the tree planting. Tree planting.
Oh,
Yeah, so there is a tradition in Israel, and I live in Israel, I'm originally from Russia, that every January, February, they plant trees because they celebrate the nature, they celebrate spring. And this is where I met my husband. I never thought that it would have a connection to my job, to my future life. And then suddenly when we spoke about sustainability, about environment support, about many programs in Kines, and we started also Kines Forest initiative, then I said, oh my God, I started this more than 20 years ago without connecting to my future, without thinking that it will have anything to do with me and with my work. So this is my reply. I think there is a connection with everything that started many years ago.
A little bird told me that you will reveal some novelties today to our audience. It's connected to SDGs of United Nations, am I right? And even more. But your company itself is actually very much involved in this, I would say. The so-called people sector or segment of, I would say, SDGs is talking about knowledge transfer, and that's rooted into what you are doing in Kines. Can you comment that and, of course, reveal this little secret to our audience?
Yeah. If I may, I'll start replying with the second question because everything started.
I usually put more questions.
Yes, that's okay. If I forget the beginning, you will just repeat them.
Absolutely.
So in Kines, we're working. We are committing to sustainable development goals from the very start, and all our activities are connected to this. We're speaking about education, we're speaking about health and well-being, and many, many more. We have 4 SDGs that are the main SDGs for the company strategy, sustainability strategy to move forward. But we're also trying to collaborate with our clients and our events, and every event we are trying to them understand that every activity, every initiative that we're having at the event also has a connection to SDGs. So the SDGs, as far as you know, they were launched by United Nations, and we had an idea It's not actually we. So about a year ago, Destination Canada had an inaugural event in Canada, which is called Sustainability Roundtable, that collected a number of sustainability professionals from different event organizations and PCOs. And we had numerous discussions about sustainability in events, about challenges, about solutions, and many, many more. And one of the ideas that we had there was that maybe, possibly, the event industry needs their own goals. For the event industry people, for the event organizations, for destinations, because sustainability development goals, they are very general. They are suitable for all the world, but maybe some of them are not working so well for the event industry. And this way we came to an idea to develop sustainable event goals. So we started working with a group of 5 sustainability professionals, volunteers from different organizations. And during this last year, we developed an idea of sustainable event goals. So these are 13 interlinked goals that have give a practical translation to sustainable development goals.
So this is brand new, by the way, audience?
Yes, it will be launched tomorrow. They will have a soft launch. There is more things to come. And we've already got a support of big organizations that you will hear about. There will be press releases coming after IMEX. So I'm really excited about that. I really hope that this is a future for event industry. But it's not only that. The main purpose of this is to bring all of us together and not to separate, not to compete, not to make people say, oh, I'm better than you because I'm having this in sustainability. I'm doing this initiative. No, we want this all to be together for all of our industry, for all of us.
Congrats, very good.
Thank you.
Another question is, and this is more a dilemma. Is it true that what we measure we can improve? And this is directly connected to, it's a little bit contra what you said right now. Yeah.
Did you say improve or improve? Okay, so the main purpose of measurement is not only to see how we're doing, but also to see how we can make better. So the purpose and the goal of it is to improve, to have better lives. And if we don't know how we did in the past or how we did it yesterday, we wouldn't be able to improve or to get better or to impact the growth. So the measurement is super important here. That's why we're doing that in Canas. We're working with many clients. We're trying to measure the events. We're trying to collect data. It's very challenging. It's very difficult. We need to find partners everywhere, including the clients. We're working with many scientific and medical events. And the associations or medical associations, they are not always open to do that. They always have a question, why do we need to do that? We're fine without any measurement. We can do some initiatives that won't cost us money. They don't think about their future. They don't think about their branding improvement. They're not thinking about bringing more members. And the measurement is the proof that you can do better.
Talking about measurement, in Europe, we know that for now the initiative was postponed, but the ESRS reporting is a part of our future. It's basically, we could say it's a form of tax based on the sustainability practices. Are you following already those guidelines when you measure events, or are you doing something different?
So we're doing it partially, not completely. It's really difficult for the events industry, especially for the big organizations that have numerous clients, because every client is different. They have their own programs, their own business strategies. So we need to be able to work with them together. And as sustainability is not an easy road to anyone, even for the companies that have that are following the CSRD completely. We need to make sure that everyone is trying at least the beginning of compliance, at least they're learning what it is. But we can't make them follow this completely. Okay. So I wouldn't say that we're doing this 100%. It's very challenging, but we're trying to.
And there's another piece of legislation that is coming up, actually kicking off in September. That is the consumer empowerment act that will stop, or it is intended to stop, greenwashing. So making announcements, the most sustainable, the greenest, the whatever. How do you see that helping your job?
It depends if we're looking at the participants and attendees as consumers, because they are in some way, but not completely. They are coming to our events and we want to make events as much sustainable as possible. But I think that whoever will say that they are 100 sustainable, I don't want to say this is a lie, but it's not possible. I mean, you have so many factors around you. And, there is always a way to make better, to improve. So, first of all, if you ever hear someone saying 100% sustainable, it's already a greenwashing. So, we are trying harder. We can say that we are doing the best to be sustainable, but this is the best you can say. And I also want to add that, for example, event industry is a performance, it's a theater stage. As you wrote, you asked me one of those questions in the draft, so I think it's indeed so. And when you see all the performers from the events industry saying, "Oh, we're so good, we're so great, we're doing everything," you need to take it slowly, and it is a performance. And we are good performers, and we need to to understand what we are listening to, what we're hearing from the industry.
Very, very, very good point. But let me assume you have a medical congress with normal sponsors, let's say so, and with few of them who are on a blacklist of all the environmental associations globally. When would you say no? We don't want your support, although you're offering, I don't know, €500,000 for supporting one scientific congress. Let's say so that the sponsor is coming from phytopharmaceutical sector, which is killing bees, or I don't know, because they are still selling some products on the market, or from basically oil industry.
I never heard about these cases, at least, I'm not in the sponsorship. So I do get the information about the sustainability programs or ESG programs of the pharma companies, and they do send numerous bunch of questions asking us what we are doing. But I never heard any companies being blacklisted, at least those that are working with us, in terms of sustainability. And I really hope that my colleagues in the sponsorship department do pay attention to these things, because it might be a red line for us as well, because we are, as a company that promotes sustainability, should pay attention to this.
Yeah. Another angle, you have romantic actually memories on planting trees, but will this help to the planet Earth, or should we do something better than that? Why I'm saying this? There is also new legislation about actually offsetting, which is again coming from Europe, not from the States, and it's very clear about how we can actually compensate. It's obligatory. We have obligatory compensations, and we have, of course, free compensations. But all this is regulated. So many things which we are doing, believing that this is super cool, it's simply not okay according to that legislation. So the last question. These are 3 questions already. Do we complicate too much? What is your opinion? In Europe, especially.
First of all, we need to stop cutting trees. There is still so much forestry and cutting trees everywhere, so we need to start with this. The second thing, we need to reduce anything that is increasing the carbon footprint. Offsetting is the last station that we need to refer to. Offsetting was very popular, let's say 3-4 years ago. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're offsetting, we are doing this and that." But this is the last thing that we should do. This is only if there is no other choice. First of all, to reduce, to cut, to save, to promote more sustainable way of life, and only if there is no other way to look at the offsetting.
Elena, I love how you are realistic about these things, because sometimes
not always.
Sometimes you can feel that one thing is the idea and one thing is the reality. You are deeply involved also with IAPCO and EIC. So are we moving towards certain standardized or common standards for the framework in sustainable events in this regard?
I'll reply first, yes. Okay, there are standards existing, there are frameworks existing, and I know that IAPCO and Events Industry Council and Net Zero Event, they are doing so much work with this. And I think that one of the most important steps that we all noticed and heard about it, that they all collaborate with each other. Last year there were announcements that IAPCO are going to collaborate with EIC, and the EIC are working with the Net Zero events. So this is a great step and move forward. We need all to work together, and that's why when I spoke about sustainable event goals, we speak about collaboration, about all industry working together and not separately from each other. So yeah, Events Industry Council, by the way, they're going to have a new announcement, I think also during this week, something connected to this, so this is very important.
My almost last question, because we are coming to the end of this discussion, is about nudging, and I like that in your comments. You are approaching this in a positive way, which is very much important. So another question, a sub-question from myself. No, the positive communication or nudging, how are you doing this in Kenes, because I know that you have a lot of initiatives on that field. Yeah, and the last one is about actually greenwashing and your definition. What is actually greenwashing in our industry?
Okay, so in Kenes, first of all, we're working hand in hand with our marketing and social media colleagues. We have a marketing communication manager that she's a great support. And actually tomorrow we have a session at IMEX at I think at 2:30, where we're going to speak about sustainability in social media and the importance of it. Because if you are doing sustainable initiatives or activities or developing programs that are connected to sustainability and social support, no one will know about that if you're not using social media or if you're not doing any storytelling. And there is a direct connection between themselves. So this is what we're trying to do.
So, if I understood correctly, it's about how to communicate through social media.
Exactly.
Are you also going to talk about sustainability of using social media? Because we know we have big legislation happening in the US, how kids are being involved, how the algorithms are impacting in a very unhealthy way the consumers and so on.
I understand what you're asking. So we don't have so much time tomorrow. We have only 25 minutes for the session. But the important thing is that we want to explain, to teach people how to use the social media to tell your story, especially when speaking about sustainability. We are not going to deep dive into the legislation. I know this is very important, but the main goal of it is just to open the door how to tell other people what you're doing and how people can join this movement, how they can join your stories, how you can share what you're doing. Even if you're not a sustainability manager, you're a person working behind the scenes, but you're probably doing a lot of things also at home or when you come to your work. So this is what we're planning to do. I will do this session together with our marketing communication manager. She's much better in the social media than I am. I'm very bad at selfies and other things. So she's actually very, very professional. I'm going to speak about sustainability. She's going to speak about that. Legislation, maybe we'll think about it and we'll do the next session about that. This is a very, very, very important. And I need to get back to your first question, which I forgot, which was about, do you remember it?
There was a question for, does any of you remember it?
It was about nudging, actually.
It was about logic.
Nudging. Since I can feel that you are developing this positive communication, not negative.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay optimistic. First of all, I need to believe in what I'm doing. And honestly, it's not always working. So I'm trying, first of all, I need to push myself to believe what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And then next step will be to drive people together with me. It's not always easy. We have people in the company that sometimes you need to advise them, to explain to them what sustainability means for the company, for our own people, for your individual lives, what you can do at home. And as we are a global company, every country has its own traditions, different legislation. And sometimes in one country it works, in a different country it works less. In Europe it's much easier. In other countries it's not always very easy. So I find that it could be very challenging, but from the other side it could be very rewarding.
So we are getting to the end of this discussion, of this Ljubljana talk, and we finish with fire talks. My first question to you is measure or inspire? You can comment this.
I would start with inspire, because without inspiring you wouldn't be able to measure. When you measure an event or whatever is connected to sustainability, you need to collaborate with so many people. And if you won't inspire them in what you're doing and won't explain what you're doing, you won't be able to bring them on board. So this is the beginning.
Water or sun?
I live in Israel. We need both. Like, it's a sunny country and it has a big issue with water. So we always need both.
Standards or storytelling?
I would start with storytelling, because no one would be able to develop standards if you wouldn't tell your stories. This is what sustainability activists do when they go to the parliaments or to their governments. They tell the stories. And only after that the standards and legislations get born. Right?
Elena, we have a new standard in this Ljubljana Talks, and it is actually hidden inside of this jar, and you get to pick 3 questions.
Okay.
And you get to answer them. So these are questions from yourself to yourself.
Which event detail do audiences always remember? That's a good one. I think it's not only the event, it's the people that they meet. You know, when we speak about sustainability, sometimes people say, no, maybe we need to get back to virtual experiences. But people will always remember who they met and who they spoke to and what they learned from other people that they met in person. So the most important is the people.
Beautiful, beautiful. Shake.
Which buzzword should disappear from the meetings industry immediately? I can't do it.
I can't. Wow, that's a really good one.
I mean,
That's
everything
really,
is possible,
really.
but depends on the way you're doing it.
Fantastic, fantastic. We'll give you one more.
Then we finish.
You should have sent me this question, so I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. What makes an event truly memorable? The team that is working on it, the organization that is bringing it to the people, and the design of the event.
Wow, very poetic, I must say. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming to Ljubljana Talks.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for all of these great answers and a great conversation, and stay tuned for more great content, and see you soon. Bye bye.